Well, folks, Donald Trump just backed out of the next presidential debate with Vice President Kamala Harris, saying that there won't be another one. He doesn't want to get on that debate stage with Kamala Harris again because we all saw what happened the other night. He got destroyed. Kamala Harris wiped the floor with him, and he doesn't want that embarrassment again. So he's just saying, yeah, I'm not going to do it. Instead of trying to prepare for the next debate, have these open conversations that the American people should be able to hear, Donald Trump just says, yep, no, I'm not going to do it. So I'm going to show you that statement. We'll talk about it in a little bit. Kamala Harris has already responded to this news. I have a clip of that to show you as well. A lot to get to in this video. But before we do so, make sure to subscribe to this channel. It goes a really long way, helps a lot. But let's just dive right in, shall we? So on your screen right now is the statement from Donald Trump. I had to make myself a little bit smaller so you could see the full statement, but it reads as follows. Quote from Donald Trump: "When a prize fighter loses a fight, the first words out of his mouth are, 'I want a rematch.' Polls clearly show that I won the debate against Comrade Kamala Harris and the Democrats' radical left candidate on Tuesday night, and she immediately called for a second debate. She and Joe have destroyed our country with millions of criminals and people pouring into the country, yada, yada, yada." We've all heard this before, but then at the bottom is where the necessary information is. He says she was a no-show at the Fox debate for good reason. There was never going to be a Fox News debate because why would there be? She's not going to participate in an outlet that has over $780 million in a settlement against them with Dominion for claiming voter fraud in 2020. And refused to do NBC and CBS. That's not true. Kamala should focus on what she should have done during the last 4 years. There will be no third debate. There it is, folks. No third debate right there at the bottom. Donald Trump is a scared coward. He does not want to get on that debate stage with her because he will get destroyed again and again and again. He took the bait every single time. Every single time Kamala Harris gave him something, he took it. And I think that says a lot about Donald Trump, that he can't even recuperate and come back for a second debate and try to do better. He recognizes that he's just so bad at this that he's not even going to try. He's just throwing up his hands and saying, yep, not doing it. Sorry, I won't debate Kamala Harris again. He doesn't want that disaster. He doesn't want that embarrassment. It was great for the Kamala Harris campaign. She's raised a ton of money, I think around $60 million in the 24 hours after the debate. And Donald Trump, well, his campaign is flailing. A bunch of polls showing him losing. I don't know what polls he's talking about, showing him winning the debate. It's just not reality. It's never been reality with Donald Trump with whatever he rants about. But as I mentioned also, Kamala Harris has already responded to this news and called out Donald Trump for running away from a second presidential debate with her. She had a rally in North Carolina today, and she made sure to address this topic. So let's take a look at what she had to say in response to all of this.
2 nights ago, Donald Trump and I had our first debate. And I believe we owe it to the voters to have another debate. Because this election and what is at stake could not be more important. On Tuesday night, I talked about issues that I know matter to families across America, like bringing down the cost of living, investing in America's small businesses, protecting reproductive freedom, and keeping our nation safe and secure. But that's not what we heard from Donald Trump. Instead, it was the same old show. That same tired playbook that we've heard for years, with no plans for how he would address the needs of the American people, because it's all about him, it's not about you. Well, folks, I said it then, I say it now. It's time to turn the page.
Turn the page. I love that. I love that ending. She tore into him right there. It wasn't even close. I mean, what an amazing response. Look, and I think that it tells you a lot about the race, right? It tells you about who's willing to make themselves seen in front of the American people, who's willing to have these very public conversations about policy. And the only person in the race willing to do that right now is Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. They are the only people who want to have these conversations. They are the only people who are open to presidential debates. Look, if Donald Trump can't even get on a debate stage with Kamala Harris and not get flustered and not get angry and not get panicked, then how do we expect him to go meet with world leaders around the country in China, in Russia, in North Korea, whatever it might be, and stay composed? We can't expect that from him. He's a ticking time bomb. He just loses it. He freaks out whenever given the opportunity to. And if somebody just pokes him a little bit, just a little bit, he'll explode. He'll explode, like we saw him on the debate stage the other night, screaming into his microphone. His face was getting red. He was sweating profusely. It was really gross, but also just very concerning for the United States of America. Very concerning that this is the Republican nominee for president. So, look, if Kamala Harris is willing to have that debate, we should vote for that. We should vote for people who are willing to have these conversations, not people who are not. And the last thing I want to show you is just the biggest self-own that I've seen in connection to this entire story. The other day, MAGA Republican Congressman Mike Collins on Twitter posted this, saying, "You want to know who won? Find out who refuses to do a second debate." Well, I think it says it all right there. Kamala Harris is wanting to do a second debate. Donald Trump is not. So I guess Mike Collins and his other MAGA buddies would agree that Donald Trump lost that debate. I mean, we all know that. We saw it with our own eyes. He didn't lay out any policy. It was terrible for him. But I guess Mike Collins and the MAGA Republicans agree, and he's getting torn up for this tweet. I mean, I responded the day he tweeted it saying, you may want to delete this because I think we all know who won the debate. This was even prior to the conversation of a second debate. And then today I followed up with, once again, you may want to delete this. I think he should. I think he should get rid of this post and just pretend it never happened because this is just really embarrassing for him. And of course, Donald Trump and his campaign, they talk a big talk. Donald Trump, during debate season, said anytime, any place. That's what he said. Now he's running. He's running scared. So that's the Trump campaign, folks. They're just hoping that people will ignore the presidential race and just vote for him anyway. They're hoping that they won't tune in to his crazy comments, his crazy rallies, the terrible debate. He's just hoping that people will cast their ballot for him based off of lies. You know, the lies that Kamala Harris did this or Joe Biden did this or whatever it is. That's the Donald Trump campaign strategy, and it's not going to work. It's not a good one. I have faith in the American people that we will reject this lunatic and this nonsense and focus on things that matter. And I think we will. I really do. So anyway, I just wanted to show you all this. I think it's so funny how Donald Trump is just running away, so scared. His tail is between his legs right now. He's freaking out, and his campaign is advising him not to do something like that again. It was a disaster from the beginning. It was a disaster from the first question. So listen, I'll leave the video there. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you being here. Make sure to subscribe down below. It goes a really long way. Also drop a like on the video and comment. Let me know what you think about this story. And as I always say, I greatly appreciate you, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.